Well, the field is fired as they go off on their first of 4 preliminary laps. And, Jimmy, when you take a look at the weather here today, it could not be finer for a fall afternoon in the Tobacco Valley of Connecticut. The temperature's right there at 58 degrees. No chance of rain. It's going to make for some interesting track conditions. Meanwhile, when you take a look at what's at stake here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, you're going to do it on a half-mile, perfectly half-mile, 15 feet from the inside apron. But what's tricky is each set of turns are totally different.
Yeah, what's interesting about Stafford is flatter. So the key to Stafford is roll these corners. That's going to be it, Jackie.
With $83,000 the total purse, one thing we're assured of is the fact that we will have a new winner because Donnie Leah is not here. Taking a look at the starting grid as we find Eric Beers on the pole, flanked by Eddie Flemke Jr. And here is where we have our first eyes-ons. In fact, our first eyes-on goes to the guy that's starting on the inside. Let's check in with Kelly Stavitz.
On Ron Silk in that number 6 car for a few reasons. First of all, he's always run well here. He used to be part of that SK series and had success. And he's been really fast in these tour cars as well. He just hasn't quite had the good luck that he's needed to come away with a win. Also, he's 4th in the point standings, but he knows he's kind of on the outside looking in. And so the most important thing for him is just to get that win. He can afford to be a little bit more aggressive than maybe some of the other guys. And finally, Ron Silk is coming into Stafford here hot. This guy has 7 top 5 finishes in the last 8 races, Jack. So I'm looking at that 6 car.
Well, I'm just going to stay right in row 2 because my eyes on are going to that number 3. The Bowler family, number 3 on the outside, that is being wheeled by 19-year-old Ryan Preece. Currently 6th in the point standings, but more importantly, he finally got his first victory here at the Stafford Motor Speedway this year in an SK Modified. Going further deeper into the field, Eric Burton, Rowan Pennick will fill out row number 3. Justin Bonsignor won the course pole position, but he, after the redraw, will start in row 4. Mike Stefanik back there in row 4 as well. Row 5, Eric Rudolph and Bobby Santos will be watching them in row 6. Rob Summers, Chuck Hosfeld, Ted Christopher fills row 7, along with Eric Goodall, Jimmy Blewett, and Glenn Tyler in row 8. And then, Jimmy, your eyes on guys in row 9.
I like this guy, Todd Zagerty, in the number 2 car. He is a past champion, 2003. His last win came here in Stafford, August. Brand new Troyer debut car, and I believe this is my guy today.
Going through the rest of the field, as you watch them roll through, we watch these cars begin to tighten up, and a capacity crowd is wishing them well. This will be about the slowest they will go, even during restarts, down this front straightaway until the victory celebratory lap in about 150.
Jackie, as you see these fans waving their hats, and this is a tradition. This fall final special, the leaves are starting to turn. Last race of the season before the winter comes. So just got to thank the fans for coming out for this event. They're going to see a great race today, no question.
As I said, a capacity crowd, and you're beginning to see tinges of red and some of the colors that really light up this Tobacco Valley in Connecticut. Not too far away from the University of Connecticut, home of the basketball Huskies and now the football Huskies. But right now, there's no basketball. There is no football. We have a field of 31 cars teaming at the bit, waiting for the green flag. Slowly out of turn number 4. Here they come. Beers will lead them down. Green is out. Flemke on the inside. Here comes Silk on the inside.
What we're talking about here.
Oh, trouble already. One car has gone around, collects another, and everybody sneaks by.
No caution yet. Guy can't get a start. I believe there will be a caution.
First caution for Georgie Brunhusel III.
We saw quickly there, Jack, what was happening is these guys are starting to try to establish. Stafford's a track where you've got to save your tires. When are you going to pit? It's going to be the key factor in trying to say, pit too early, you're out of tires at the end. Pit too late, do you have enough time to get to the front? Going to be a critical decision today, so these guys are quickly trying to get in line to start looking at that situation.
So kind of an abortive start here, but this will result in at least going into the first caution. A little bit unusual if you remember in the last race here. We went a long time without a caution, but it does give us an opportunity to check in with our in-race reporter, Mike Stefanik, currently in the second position. Mike Stefanik, this is Jack Arute up in the Versus booth. You read us?
Yeah, go ahead, Jackie.
So what do you think? You're 7 points behind Bobby Santos. What do you do?
I just go racing, you know. Try to come here and win this race. You know, we've never led the points this year, so I don't feel any pressure that way. We just got to come here, run strong, try to get out of here with a win. That's my plan.
We always talk about tires, Mike. Is this going to be a case where conservation is going to come into play, or do the temperatures let them last a little more?
No, these Hoosier tires are pretty good here. They call it Stafford for these compounds. These tires won't back up too much. They'll drop off about 3/10. They'll level off. New tires will definitely, have to go on the car. 3 tires will go on this car at some point, probably around halfway.
All right, we wish you the best. Thanks. I think that's the key, Jimmy. When do you want to pit? We've seen so many different choices here at Stafford, and at this point in time, all right, you've gotten your tires a little bit up to temperature, and then you've gone back to caution. Now you got to do it all over again, double foul restart. It's in essence a complete restart.
And what happens, Jackie, you mentioned restarts. It's harder on these tires to let them cool a little bit. Even though we only ran a half of a corner, it still put heat in them. And you get these cycles, and this is what you got to watch for as a driver. Don't put too many cycles of spinning them tires.
If you're new to NASCAR's Wheel and Modified Tour Series, this is not Nextel Cup. These cars are lighter. They have a 650 horsepower engine, and what they've got is they've got a tire track that's about double the size that Jimmy Johnson and company use.
The thing is these cars here are also lightning fast.
And you can see how lightning fast as they come up through the gearbox, and Eric Beers takes the advantage as he goes down into turn number 1. The contest is for that second spot. Looks as if Silk has snuck by to take over second.
We've seen Silk establish himself this year as a consistent runner, consistently in the top 5 and top 5 finishes.
Take a look. On the inside of Eddie Flemke, just to the left of your screen, there he is the 16 of Mike Stefanik, not wasting any time trying to get to the front. Stefanik currently being posted in that 4th position.
And we saw in the summer with Mike, his car just was a little too loose. So we're thinking that the track conditions today being a lot cooler than it was in the summer, his car just might be suited for this condition today.
With these cars and with these speeds, sometimes it does not pay to be patient. I think that's the case for the guy that is pounding on the leader right now. Darting into the inside is Ronnie Silk in the 6 car. We are looking for a lead change, and we get it out of turn number 4. And look who takes advantage. Eric Byrne, a privateer entry, runs only nominally at Thompson and Stafford. He has moved into second, and here comes Stefanik, pounding on Beers on the inside into turn number 3.
What happened there, the door opened up by the 6 car, Silk, moving up a little bit on the 76 Beers. It allows him to drop all the way back to 4th place he doesn't want to be after leading.
It has been a disappointing season for the car that is running in that second position as we watch the battle down the back straightaway. That silver car for Eric Byrne. As I say, he's a part-time competitor. He's been on the pole at Stafford in the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour Series. But last outing here, he failed to finish the race. Right now, he is all over Ronnie Silk, who, by the way, is the godson of a guy that you and I know very well, and that, of course, is Randy LaJoie.
Yeah, the thing I want to get back to Byrne is Byrne was involved in a chain reaction accident real early here at Stafford. But still, the thing about Randy LaJoie, we know the success that even Don LaJoie's had at the local track here in Danbury. Well, it's about 45 minutes away. But, it seems modified if you think back over the years. It's your son, your cousin. It's a big series of family-related racing.
So you're saying, where is Bobby Santos? He has moved to 10th position, challenging Justin Bonsignor there, the white number 51, using the outside. So far, I see maybe just a little bit of impatience balanced with being told to be patient by the yellow Mystic Missile of Mr. Santos.
Well, being the points leader, he sees this nemesis up in front of him. He's saying, listen, I'm not too dumb, but I can add. And there's a lot of spots between me and Mike Stefanik, and I don't like it. So I'm going to have to do something here.
I think for Santos right now, what he wants to do is get it to where he can add it all on one hand. Your leader continues to be Ron Silk. Eric Byrne is second. Stefanik, Pennick, and Beers fill out the top 5. We're back. We're under caution. Wade Cole of Riverton, Connecticut brought out the caution here in the CarQuest Fall Final. And an unexpected, at least from my standpoint, pit stop by Ryan Preece in the number 3 car, Jimmy.
I'm amazed with only 31 laps in with 120 to go. This is awful early to be putting tires on. And, the thing is, we also see Rudolph come in. Tomano come in and pit. A lot of these guys, Jack, I think this is a little
We also have had a change while we were under that caution. We've also had a change in terms of the point standings because the leader before this was Ron Silk, and in second, before the caution shoveled things up, was Eric Byrne, and Mike Stefanik was in third. And if the race ended right now, that would put Stefanik out front. Want to know if maybe there are some issues with Bobby Santos's number 4, Mystic Missile. Let's go pit side and check in with Kelly Stavitz. Kelly, what do you hear?
Well, and Jack, I know that you were questioning Santos going out there in that same car that they had wrecked pretty good at Loudon, but he assured me that everything was put right back in place, that his crew did an excellent job. I did just get word from his crew chief, however, that during this caution, he has said the car was a little tight, but really he says it's the cars in front of him are taking up the whole racetrack. He said that 10 car is just eating up the whole track. He can't get around him, so car's a little bit tight, but other than that, the 4 seems to be running just fine.
Now, that 10 car is Eddie Flemke Jr., and certainly has been subjected to some criticism after New Hampshire, where he was involved with Jimmy Blewett that took out Ted Christopher, and I think I may have called him Mike, his twin brother, on the open. But I want to go back as we get ready to go back to green here, Jimmy. I don't see the outside lane yet.
I don't either, Jack, and I'm amazed because usually Stafford has been known you could let your car roll into the center of the racetrack on the high side, turn and rotate, come underneath them. We're not seeing that move at all work today. Now, I have to say about Flemke's car, he is holding up possibly 8, 10, 12 cars. And when I say hold up, he's probably about 2 seconds behind the 5th place car of Beers. So it's going to play havoc on this restart. What happens here?
And watch the front row. They have to contend not only with each other, but that 16 right behind them along with Pennick. That's Stefanik and Pennick in row number 2. They're coming up to the CarQuest Go zone where they can go to the green. Who gets on the gas first? No surprise, Silk.
What's interesting about this restart here at Stafford, this helps develop a second group when you get double file restart, as we see on the back straightaway, keeping them too wide.
And working the outside, but Eric Byrne is trying very hard. The 31-year-old is using the high side and getting a little slip, not getting the bite that he would like, but hanging tough as they are stacked up 14 deep side by side. Bouncing your spins with Flemke, and wow, the 4 car bringing out the 3rd caution. Santos avoided disaster.
Wow, did he avoid disaster. He was on the top of the racetrack. Thank the good Lord that he didn't slide. The old 58 car didn't slide up. The 10 car didn't slide up in to get to him. So he got to the outside and no damage.
Let's take a look. Down into turn number 1. See the 51 gets a little sideways, gets connected with Flemke, and then,
when he gets into Flemke, turns Flemke sideways, and thank good Lord that Flemke didn't slide up to the 4 car, but unfortunately for these guys. But they did get their cars stopped, and not a lot of damage done to any of those cars. They all rolled off.
Eric Goodale also involved. Kind of appropriate that one of his sponsors there is the Hitman.
and the thing about these modifieds that you see on an accident like that, big brakes, a lot of tires. We talk about it a lot. But the cars are very agile. They do stop quick, and that is important. That was the center of the corner, so they had time to react. Good vision outside of these cars also.
While we're under yellow, let's see if, Jimmy, we can check in with Mike Stefanik, our in-car reporter.
Mike Stefanik, Jimmy Spencer up here in the Burses booth.
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
Mike, a lot of cloud, overcast, cool day. Is that playing any different today than what we saw here when we were in August when everybody was so loose?
I think because of the cooler temperatures, the track's in really good shape, and the tires seem to be gripping pretty good. So, yeah, it could be just a good day for grip.
Mike, also, I see some guys pitted early. Do you think that's a good decision on their part? I see you're staying out to, like you said, halfway, you think?
Yeah, they must have pitted because they had to. They're playing the rotation card, pit early, first out, first back to the front. I don't know, too early. They don't want to. They're probably forced into it.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Good luck, buddy. Thanks for talking to us.
Yep, thank you.
All right, the caution laps have been concluded. We're about ready to go back to green, Jimmy. I think it's a valid point. What Mike noticed is the cars that did pit were further back. So basically, what they're gambling on is that maybe they can use when the fast cars lead to get some track position. But at this point in time, it has all been Ron Silk and Eric Byrne. Now, Rowan Pennick when that caution came out, went across the line and was able to sneak by Stefanik. Stefanik has dropped to the outside rather than the inside as we get ready to go back to green yet again here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, side by side in turn number 1. Oh, that is such a beautiful sight when you see them stacked up that way, escalating to speeds above 100 miles an hour down that backstretch.
And what I love about a restart, this is when you truly contest the outside. And we see Silk. Now we see the inside being challenged by the 93 of Pennick.
Rowan Pennick, who won at Riverhead for his first career Wheel and Modified Tour victory and his first victory on Versus, had the car blow up when he came to Stafford a week later, but he has got the setup here. Bear Colicchio is tuning the wrenches on that car, and they have got it working, singing on the inside. Will Eric Burt be able to hold on a second? I don't think so.
And the thing is that right now his car is really rolling into the center of the corner. He's not using as much brake, and you can see that just the line that he's taking is a lot easier on the tires. There he slips up a little bit getting into 3.
In the background, you're hearing the spotter, Julie Stefanik, talking to her husband, keeping him abreast of what's going on. There's Stefanik on the outside of Bonsignor right now. Next up will be Eric Beers if Stefanik can make the outside stick.
He does hold on to 5th position. But we're starting to see a lot of shifting of the cars, the handles and things, and we're seeing the 4 car moved up. Now Blewett put a lot of pressure, and we know Blewett's been into some controversial issues this year in the modified tour.
Yeah, Jimmy Blewett was involved in New Hampshire, was involved with Ted Christopher in a near accident near the end of the race that we covered there. But one of the things that I'm noticing as you start to watch these cars, look at the yellow car, the 4 car. He is starting to show, as we watch the battle for the 3rd position, Santos is starting to show a bit of a loose condition as he comes out of the corners when he's up above the number 1 groove.
And the looser you get, the harder that is.
There, you can see it with Silk.
You can see it with Silk too. This is very hard on your rear tires, and the looser it gets, the worse it is. You slow down.
Hey, how about the pole sitter, Eric Beers, who started on the pin on the redraw? He has gone by the 54 of Eric Burt to move himself into the 3rd position.
Another player we got starting to show his hand, the 36 of Teddy Christopher, the all-time winner here at Stafford. But he has put himself into the 7th position. He has just passed Santos, so this championship far from over, Jack.
And Christopher's now being hounded by Bobby Santos. Santos, Jimmy, it doesn't look like his car's working as well as he'd like it to be.
No, and you know, what we're seeing here is that he's not being able to negotiate. Too loose right now, in my opinion.
Very early in the CarQuest Fall Final. We'll have more next here on Versus. Back here at Stafford, Jackaroo, Jimmy Spencer, Topside, Kelly Stavitt's down in the pit area. 90 laps have been completed, and we have a barn burner up front. Ron Silk, who has led for most of the laps. Eric Beers, who started on the pit, have been going at it, Jimmy, for about the last 4 or 5 laps. Tires are going away across the board, and right now, these two are in the midst of some heavy race traffic.
What's a little surprising is we saw Beers drop all the way back as far as 5th. And some 2 seconds back, but he has marched his way back to the front and now putting a lot of pressure on Silk.
What about Mike Stefanik? What about Ted Christopher? What about Bobby Santos? That is the points battle with only 2 races, this one and Thompson, left to go. Beers continues to hammer on that wide rear bumper of the Norwalk native from 27 years old. Stefanik right now leads Santos by 1. Santos is in 4th. Christopher is in 7th. I'm sorry, Santos is in 8th. 7th is Christopher, and 6th is Mike Stefanik.
And Mike Stefanik was looking like a contender for the win early in this race, but he has slipped back as far as he has all day, but his car's not as good as it needs to be. Santos is a little loose, and Teddy's not. I think Teddy's probably the best of those 3 right now.
Meanwhile, on the inside, here he goes, the number 76, trying to get around the John Blewett Ling Trucking Special, has put Eric Beers back into the lead.
And Beers started on the pole, dropped back, took the lead. Car's looking really strong right now. He's letting the car roll up the racetrack. He's on worn tires. But it's allowing him to be the fastest as he exits.
No room for rest for Ron Silk either. Silk loses the lead, and now he's being hounded by Rowan Pennick in the third position for that second spot held by Silk.
And Pennick here, he told me last time in August, he was excited about coming to Stafford, and you had elated earlier. He blew up. I was talking to him earlier, and he says, you know what, Jimmy, I have a pretty good car. So he's shown he's pretty tough right now, running in third.
And give a shout out to that 51 car, Justin Bonsignor. He won the pole position, the Coors Light pole award, going yesterday. Last car out to attempt qualifications, and he smoked him. And he didn't do that well in the early going here.
But Jackie, that's another one. We saw Beers drop back. We saw Bonsignor not moving through the field as quickly as he needed to, but just established himself about 25, 30 laps ago that his car seems to have come to life. And what happens at Stafford here, the track's not changed a lot, but the track will take rubber and the groove, and the driver will find a groove that he likes. It's obvious Beers found a groove, and so has Bonsignor.
That 22-year-old driving car number 51 hails from Holtzville, New York. He is a fiber optics technician when he's not racing.
What's fiber optics?
That's all that stuff you get with your computers, TVs, and digital this and digital that. But here's the great thing. I said, well, why did you take that job? He says, because my boss will let me take time off, all that I need to go racing.
And I think the thing is that you bring a great point about the modified guys. A lot of these guys have 9-to-5 jobs. They just love
9 to 5,
the modified
like 9 to 9.
Yeah, 9 to 9, but they love the modified tours. The fans up here that they can do too.
All right, 101 laps are in the record books. That means there's 49 left. Jimmy Spencer, if you're driving right now, what are you telling your crew chief?
I'm nervous right now, Jack, and the reason why I'm nervous is because, you know, we've run 100 laps. Oh, we have a caution. This is what the drivers were hoping for, was a caution.
Do you hear that heavy breathing?
I'm one of them. Because getting back to this, Jack, what you wanted to...
That's Dale Cornely, by the way, that brought out the caution.
And you bring a great point up. The driver's nervous because he's saying, listen, I want to get some fresh tires on this car. And you know what you say? You can do it now.
Absolutely. And a good time for the caution to come out, strictly because we could see those tires were worn out, and it is time to, as Mike Stefanik said, get that tire rotation going. But Eric Beers, let's reset the field quickly. Beers is your leader in that 76 car. Ron Silk, who led for a long time, has dropped back to second. Rowan Pennick is being shown in the third position, followed by Justin Bonsignor, Eric Byrne. Mike Stefanik is in sixth. Ted Christopher seventh. Bobby Santos eighth. Ryan Priest, now he pitted early. He is now being shown in the ninth position. And Eric Rudolph rounds out the top 10.
A whole new race coming up, fans. Once we put 4 new tires on these cars, look out. We have a 50-lap shootout.
The track, the green has been given that the pits are open. Kelly Stavitz will follow your leader. There he is, the 76 car, speed limit in place. He will come down for service. And Kelly, right behind him is what seems to be the rest of the starting field.
Yeah, as you can imagine, most of these guys were just waiting for that caution and for that leader to come in. And here he is, Eric Beers, in that 76. And if they go for all 3 tires, which they will, that takes 2 separate jacks. You can see they're starting here with the right side. You'd expect them to also change that other rear tire. And if I look down the field, I can see Ron Silken. Looks like they're also changing. Eric Beers is now on his way. His best finish here is 6th. He looks to better that here today.
Do you see your points leader, Bobby Santos? Remember at the last race, he has that #1 pit position. He can't get in straight, Jimmy. He is right out in harm's way.
He is, yeah, but not harm's way as much. He is blocked Mike Stefanik in the pits. I want to tell you something. I believe the boy could have done a little bit better job. That really was detrimental to Mike Stefanik's pit stop.
Probably cost him the spot that Justin Bonsignor got by him as Stefanik had to go into the reverse gear. 103 laps have been completed. Pit stops and new tires, the order of the day.
Big thing here is now they have been talking to their crew. What the car's doing. The crew chief probably made some adjustments. He can make some tire adjustments, tire pressure, and this here's the key. You're not going to be able to pit again. You're going to have some 40-some laps to go. Championship on the line. You don't have to worry about saving the tires now. You just go to the end and you go, hey, you know, old saying, drive it like you stole it, Jack.
Well, they indeed will, because when this caution is over, most people are wondering, will there be another? You'll find out next here on Versus. Back here getting ready to go back to green. You see that front row. That's Eric Rudolph on the outside, Ryan Preece on the inside. They pitted back on lap 30, and they have moved to the front of the field. Look at Rich Pillai on the inside in the 39 car. The hockey player at NYU University in his rookie season, flanked by Dale Quarterly. All these cars have pitted early. Eric Pierce is that first car on the inside in row 3 that has newer shoes than the guys in front of him.
This is going to be interesting because these guys have a lot of laps on their tires, but they're thinking track position is going to be more important than tires right now. Time will tell.
Rudolph sprints to the front, and here comes the 19-year-old kid, hot on the trail again. This kid, Ryan Preece, has just treated us to some outstanding racing since we started covering it on Versus. And, whoa, trouble. Bonsignor goes up into the corner. He gets collected, as does 2 other cars. Oh, that's a tough break for Bonsignor. It looks like it's the 28 car, and that would be Woody Pitcat. And this will be yet another caution.
This is something these guys didn't want to see. Now, the guys that did want to see it is Eric Rudolph and Ryan Preece. The 99 of Jamie Tomeno also involved in that wreck. But, Jack, this is what these guys were counting on. Preece and Rudolph, Pillai, Quarterly, Beers. Well, Beers put new tires on. These guys were counting on some cautions to play into their favor, because they know that if it goes all green, they're sitting ducks with these guys in the back with new tires.
Field back under tow behind the pace car here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. I want to go back, Jimmy Spencer, to that last caution period when at the end of pit road, the #1 position is owned by the 4 car, Bobby Santos. Take a look at what happened here, Jim.
I think this guy could use a lot better judgment. When we see him make it, his car stop, he rolls it to a stop. He's got his right rear out, which is legal in NASCAR, but he blocks in Stefanik. But if you look in front, Jack, he's got at least another 6 to 8 feet. I think that's a very bad decision on his part to block in his fellow competitor. I just don't think that's fair racing.
And you can see that when it's all done, when it's all said and done, Stefanik is going to have to go into reverse, and that's going to cost him precious seconds. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. 117 laps in the record books. There is an 18-year-old Eric Rudolph on the inside of row 1, flanked by a 19-year-old Ryan Preece on the outside of row 1. Then Dale Quarterly and Richie Pillai fill out round 2. Oh, Pillai gets loose on the start, dips to the inside and gathers it up. But who will have the advantage going into 1? Ryan Preece puts the Bowler family #3 out front for the first time today. Remember, he pitted early, Jimmy.
He pitted, like you said, on lap 30. And this is interesting now, because what they're going to have run into is these guys that have pitted on lap 30 are not going to be as fast as these guys who do tires. They're going to start stacking these guys up with 109 laps complete.
And talking about a stack there, you see it. A tap by the 4 car on the 6 car. Silk gets tapped by Santos. They get crossed up. That is a battle back in the 5th and 6th position. Santos, and it looks like now Pennick starting to make the outside work.
This is good racing now. This is what we expected. When you have new tires on, some guys in the front with older tires. What you have now is guys fighting for position, because they know if they can get ahead of their fellow competitor, they're going to be that much further advanced. Now we see Beers on the inside trying to get by Silk, and this guy was the one that was dominating the race early, in a bad predicament right now.
And the man that's in the predicament is directly in front of him, the rookie at number 39, Richie Pillai Jr., as we have another caution comes out. Rene Dupree has gone into the infield. There is a car sandwiched up on the high side out of turn number 4 as well, and that will mark yet another caution. Looks as if the 58 of Goodale is also involved, as there's a little fire. That's not really a fire. That's just the back pressure from the gasoline.
Yeah, the exhaust pipes, they're wide open to the outside, and the minute the car starts, bam, it looks like looks more nasty than it really is.
So with 122 laps, we're getting down to a regular typical Saturday night shootout now.
And what we're getting down to, you said it here, you had Preece, Rudolph, Quarterly, and Pillai. The first guy with new tires is Silk. So, you know, with less than 30 laps to go, this is going to be pretty interesting.
We will come back to catch the green flag, which very well could be the final green flag of the race. Right after this, you're watching the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour right here on Versus. 38 years, crowds like this have flocked to the Stafford Motor Speedway for the fall finale. The CarQuest Fall Final is now just 14 laps from its conclusion. And Jimmy Spencer, this is going to be a restart where you pit old tires on the front row with Preece and Rudolph, and new tires on the rows behind them.
And Preece and Rudolph are saying, you know, these cautions are very important to me right now. I'm saving all the time I can because I know that Silk and Santos new tires. But Santos are saying, guys, I need a break here. I need some green flag races so I can get by you guys.
And look at the guy on the inside. Bobby Santos knows that in that fourth position, and you can hear Mike Stefanik and his spotter because he is mired back in another row in 7th spot. That's Julie Stefanik, Mike's wife, his spotter. And look at Santos. Santos sneaks by. Silk drops back to 3rd. And fading on the outside is young 18-year-old Rudolph. Silk trying to turn the heat up again. And Stefanik is trying to just break out of the box because he sees Bobby Santos, the current point leader, running in second behind the 19-year-old Ryan Preece of Berlin, Connecticut.
And what happened on that restart?
Here he comes on the inside, getting right down on the apron. Can Santos make it stick? No, he can't. And look at trouble, major trouble behind the first 5 cars. It collects Christopher. Oh, let's just say it collects half the car.
14 cars. What happened there was Santos. That was a chain reaction. Santos is Silk's trying to pass Santos, and it turned Flemke with the most damage right there. Tremendous amount of damage. And what happens is Santos slows the corner down heavily. We're going to red flag this race. We have to. And what happens, Jack, is Santos slows the pace down for Silk. They slow down. The rest of these drivers are coming in full speed, and they just start bang, 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 chain reaction.
Typical of short track racing. Here's the look. Santos down inside. Silk tries to close the door. They lock things up, and all of a sudden, it is chaos directly behind them. Quarterly spins. Going to the inside is Blewett there. And
Zaggity, Teddy.
Just looking for escape.
Yes, and the track, Wade Cole there, just blocked. And I'm very unfortunate because, you know, with less than 10 laps to go, this is not how you wanted to end your day here at Stafford.
And a very, very difficult day for Sunoco rookie contender, rookie of the year, Richie Pillai. Pillai had run as high as 3rd.
The good thing,
now
Jack.
We've gone to a red flag situation, but he is getting out of the car, which is good news because he took a wallop on that front end. I want to take you back. The front row, well, they've met each other before at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Jimmy.
Yeah, this is Preece goes down on the inside of Santos on the last lap, and boy, that's a lot of damage done to both cars.
Well, the field has refired here at Stafford, getting ready to go back to green. They're going to get the green in just a moment. All right, Ryan Preece, what have you got for Bobby Santos?
I think we got a car that can win this race. I just got to get a good restart.
That's going to be the key, Jimmy.
Yeah, the key's going to be the restart. And, you know, these guys have forgotten about what happened in New Hampshire. And the big thing, there he is, Thomas coming to the green. So he's going to have about 8 laps of racing left. He's going to remember what happened in New Hampshire. So he's going to try to race Santos Street. But the guy you got to watch, Jack, Silk on the inside.
Silk and Pennick fill out row number 2, getting ready, inching towards the CarQuest Go zone. You'll see the white lines. They begin to accelerate. Preece breaks traction just a little bit, gathers it back in. They are side by side down to turn number 1. And you're right, Silk is trying to go at it. And Santos has got the advantage down the backstretch.
Well, this is 70-lap difference in tires, and you can see now Santos's tires will take over in turn 3 and 4, and Preece just hanging on right now, trying to hold off Silk.
6 laps to go in the 38th running of the CarQuest Fall Final. Bobby Santos, who needs as many points in the chase for the national championship as possible, leads this event, followed by Ron Silk on the drop of the green. Ryan Preece faded. Now Eric Rudolph gets by him on the inside.
Big thing here, Jack, is that the 4-car of Santos starting to establish a nice, consistent pace.
And that run by Santos is giving him an advantage, up 20 ducats from the start of this race over Mike Stefanik. Silk, by the way, moves into 3rd if the race ended now in the chase for the championship.
We're seeing Teddy Christopher struggle today, and Stefanik, after they put these tires on, not as strong as they do. Stefanik trying to pass the 3-car of Pennick, so less than 5 laps to go.
Oh, Ryan Preece, the tires are fading. Remember, he pitted on lap 30, while his counterparts pitted on around a lap 109 or so.
Yeah, 103, I think it was, Jack. And you know, the thing is here is that this guy here, I think what really hurt him was the red flag we had his tires got him really cold, hurt him.
Yet another heat cycle. Deadly with these big old Hoosier tires. What about Mike Stefanik? Stefanik battling, down by 27, being shown in the 6th position, and he gets Szegedy sideways. Will the caution come out? Christopher gets on the binders hard, as does Beers. No caution yet. Szegedy keeps the car fired. 2 laps to go in this event, and the white flag is out. Bobby Santos from Franklin, Massachusetts. He won here in May and has gone winless since then in the Whelen Modified Tour. He is just 2 turns away from getting back in victory lane and padding his points chase to Thompson in the finale. Santos will win it. Finishing in 2nd is Silk. Rudolph holds on for 3rd. Rowan Pennick 4th. Mike Stefanik comes back in 5th. The top 10 read is Ryan Preece in 6th, Glenn Reed 7th, Ted Christopher 8th, 9th Eric Beers, and Ken Hagee rounds out the top 10. Big win for that youngster.
This was a very important win after what we saw happen in New Hampshire between him and Preece. Very nervous for him on that restart, Jack, with Preece on the inside. But I'll tell you what, Preece did a great job. Didn't squeeze it, gave him plenty of room. He needed this victory.
And how big was the monkey on the back of Bobby Santos?
Big. He hasn't won in a long time. He needed this in the Stafford's Fall Final.
Not since May here at Stafford Speedway. We'll talk to the winner in CarQuest Victory Lane next. Jimmy, I want to take you back to the last restart with a handful of laps. Preece and Santos did each other well.
They did, and you look at this restart, very critical, because we remember what in New Hampshire, the 3-car Preece took the 4 out late in the race. Not today. Preece said he would never let it happen again. Gave Santos room as he takes the lead.
And Bobby Santos goes on to score his victory. Now, he has won the first races here, but he did win a combined race in the Whelen Modified Tour North-South in Martinsville, but not since Stafford in May has he been to victory lane. He's there today. Here's Kelly Stavitz.
Bobby Santos gets his 4th win of the season and takes control of this points battle. And guys, he does it on his birthday. Bobby, happy birthday. How important was this win?
It was awesome. This team just needed a win, more than anything. That's what it's all about. And just awesome pit stop. That made the difference. Put us in position and just great team.
You've padded your lead now a little bit headed into that final race. How does this sort of affect how you'll approach that finale at Thompson?
It's just, we just want to win, and we came here to win, and we're going to Thompson to win, and that's what it's about. So it'll work out.